Hi guys, Samantha from GSMO Tutorials here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create a faux paint pour technique with liquid polymer clay. So the first thing we're going to do is just create a base, and I'm making a bowl today. So I'm going to be creating a base that would work for that. If you wanted to create earrings, a pendant, anything, just basically follow the same process that I'm doing right here, but change it up so that it would work for whatever you want to make. Okay, so I've just got a polymer clay stamp here, and this is just going to be for the back. And I just want a light texture. I don't want it to be anything too heavy, so I'm not going to be pressing it all the way in. I just want something light, like so. Okay, I'm just going to bring you forward a little bit. Right, I'm just going to make sure that that's going to fit our cutter. Yes, it will. Okay, I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut out a shape. So again, as I was saying, whatever you want to be pouring the liquid clay onto, that is the process that you will follow through with. Then I've just got that on a piece of paper, and I'm going to put it to the side because we're not going to be working with this for a moment. Right now we are going to get ready to do our pour. So just grab a little container. This is one that I use for my liquid clay pours. It looks a little dirty, but that's because the liquid clay is reacting with the plastic a little bit. But that's okay, I'll just change it whenever I need to. And I'm going to be using Sculpey liquid clay today. You can use K2 liquid clay. I find that you get a clearer image with the Sculpey liquid clay, but whichever coloured liquid clay you happen to have, go ahead and use that. Now, I would not recommend colouring the liquid clay with alcohol ink. You do need to get yourself a coloured liquid clay. This one's taking a long time to come through. There we go. Get yourself a coloured liquid clay, because if you use something like alcohol ink to tint it, you're going to end up with a situation where your colours are going to bleed into one another, and it's just not something that you want. I mean, if it is something you want, then by all means go ahead, but you're not going to get a nice clear image. So I'm just going to be using a various number of liquid clays. The main colour that I'm going to be using today is blue and red, and each time I pour it, I'm going to be pouring the blue and the red on top of one another because I want it to kind of mix together and create a purple colour. I am just going to pour a number of layers until I'm happy. Okay, and that should work. So I'm just going to put that to the side, bring over this piece, and pour some translucent liquid clay over the top of this. And the reason we're doing this is so that we have a nice spreadable, or just a nice slick surface for the liquid clay once we pour it onto to spread out. If you don't add the translucent liquid clay, it just doesn't spread out nicely and just ends up making the process a lot harder than if you weren't to do this. So you just want a nice thin layer. You can also use white if you want, if you don't have translucent, but then the base layer of polymer clay that you've used, which is pearl white in this case, will not be visible. So it's up to you whether you want that to be visible or not. Okay, and then we can pour. So I'm just going to grab this, and I'm going to try to start somewhat in the center. And I'm going to give it a moment to kind of spill out because the Sculpey liquid clay pours quite slowly. And it's just going to kind of all merge with one another. And then when you pour it out, do it in a nice spiral motion, like so. And you do not need to get that motion perfect. Just pour it out like so. And this is why I said to get the base of liquid clay, because if you miss spots, that is going to be perfectly okay. It will be filled out. You're just going to continue pouring it out as you need until you've run out of liquid clay. Okay, and there we go. Now to fill out the rest of the space, I'm going to bring over this cool little tool that I have here. Okay, and the very last thing is just going to be to take a heat gun or a hairdryer, whichever you want, and just run it over the surface, because there are a few spots where there are air bubbles in the liquid clay, like right there, and I want to pop those before it goes into the oven. And that should pretty much be it. So then I'm going to pop that into the oven for a full hour at Sculpey's recommended temperature. And then while it is hot, I want you to take it out of the oven. Please be careful, but you want to take it out while it's hot. And you want to have some sort of glass or porcelain or metal dish ready, and that's what we're going to use to shape it. Okay, and it's out of the oven and quite hot. I'm just going to slide it off that piece of paper. Now I want you to be careful with this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over to the sink while it's hot, and I'm going to run it under the water while holding it down. And you can just use something like I have a wet wipe here, and you can just press down on it, and then by running the water over the top of it, you'll be setting it, because the clay will harden into that position that you've got it sitting in. Okay, and there we go. Easy. And now you've got a cute little ring dish that you can use to keep your jewellery in. You can use it to keep rings in. It's just basically a simple, easy trinket dish. You can of course also put a base on the back if you want to, or not a base, but feet, just to elevate it if you wanted to. I'm going to keep it the way it is. But yeah, it's a very easy, simple project. You can use it to create gifts for other people if you want to. It's very easy, and each one's going to come out looking completely different each time. So it's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun creating it. Let me know in the comments below if you are going to try this project out, and if you do, consider sharing photos on my Facebook group. There is a link in the description below to that. I look forward to seeing what you guys create. And if you would like to support the channel, please do consider becoming a member or a patron. Links to that in the description below. And you can also buy the tools that I used in today's tutorial on the Etsy shop. That's another great way to support the channel. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.